We're told to find the roots of each parabola, make a table, sketch the graph using 5 points. Well, there's a couple things, a couple ways of approaching each one of these. We might approach some of them differently, but the key thing here is when we're looking for roots, we're setting y equals 0 and solving for x. It can be factored x plus 4 and x minus 2 gives us our -8 and our positive 2. So I have a root at -4 and a root at positive 2. So if we look at those, 1, 2, 3, 4, we put a dot there, and 1, 2, put a dot there. The vertex is going to be directly in between those two. All right. So if I find the average of those two x values, the average of the two, I plug in or add -4 plus 2. That's equal to a -2. Sorry, and then if I'm finding the average, I'm dividing it by 2 to get a -1. So -1 is the x value of my vertex. Now I can also complete the square, and we'll take a look at that in just a second too. But if I plug in a -1 into either of the two equations, the factored one or this one, I'll get a y value that represents the y value of my vertex. So I plug in a -1. Okay, I square it, -1 squared, plus 2 times -1, and then minus 8. It's going to give me a 1 plus a -2 minus 8. It's a -10 plus 1 is a -9. So back 1 and down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is my vertex. So the vertex is at -1, -9. If I go to -4, I've got a 0, and if I go to positive 2, I get another 0. So I only really have space in between for one other point. And probably the easiest point would be just to identify this. That is our y-intercept. So our y-intercept is at 0, -8. And so if I go just on the other side, if I go just on the other side of that, I'm at -2, -8. Okay, and so we could go to other points, but those basically are enough. We end up, if you recognize a pattern of a stair step, you're going up 1 and over 1. Then you'd go up 3 and over 1. Then you would go up 5 and over 1, and you're basically taking stair steps based on every consecutive odd number, and depending on the multiplier here.